Welcome back, guys. So today for our Day 0 build for Guilty Gear Strive, we have Nagoriyuki. A very interesting character to say the least. He is a 6 hand size, 32 health character. He's got Order and All as his symbols. I almost said Order and Void, but I know that's wrong. And he's got the Samurai and Vampire traits. So I can't wait to see what UVS Games does with those in the near future, hopefully. Because I can think of quite a few samurais I'd like to have in the game, and a couple of vampires. I'm gonna turn this down real quick, because for some reason that is way higher than it has any right to be right now. So, Nagoriyuki. He has a static ability that says, when an ability that adds 1 or more blood counters to this card resolves, if there are 4 or more blood counters on it, commit 1 rival card, lose 10 health, then remove all blood counters from this card. This effect cannot reduce your health below 1. Most important thing about this ability, you can commit your rival's character. So, very strong. 10 health is a lot. But, I mean, if you can just tap down your rival's best pieces on a kill turn, and then he has an enhance on our turn, add 1 blood counter to this card, your attack gets plus 4 damage. That's a lot of damage. So, the thing is, you don't have to push that button on every single attack, or you can just push it 3 times and then wait for the 4th one for your opportune moment. But I think this guy can throw a lot of damage on a lot of cool abilities. So let's check out our attack lineup here. We start with his Ultra Blood-Sucking Universe, a 5/3, 3 high for 5, 2 mid-block, tension, and throw. Tension is a blitz ability that says add 1 Roman cancel token to your momentum. And for more information on tension and the Roman cancel tokens and their mechanics, please see the Hermit School of Universus video on tension in the description below. And a throw is a static keyword that says this attack deals half damage rounded up, even if it is completely blocked, it still deals half damage rounded up. So, base stats, this is going to be doing at least 3 damage, because half damage rounded up. Or if we give it the 4 damage with the Nagoriyuki, it will do 5 damage minimum, which is pretty strong. And then as a response, after this attack deals damage, gain 2 health. But if you have 2 or more counters on your character, gain 4 health instead. So that's a way to recoup some of the health that we are losing with Nagoriyuki's ability. And this is, honestly, I think one of his best cards, Steady Aim. This is a Happy Chaos card, but I think it really works with Nagoriyuki. It's a 5/3, 4 mid for 6, tension, ranged, and weapon. Response, remove 1 counter from this card, or remove 1 counter from your character, excuse me. After this attack is completely blocked, it still deals 3 damage during the damage step. So we can use Steady Aim to remove our blood counters to give us more wiggle room before we have to lose that 10 health, which is very good. And it guarantees that this attack will deal 3 damage, even if it's completely blocked, which means it also goes to our momentum, in addition to that tension giving us a Roman cancel token. It's got no block modifier, so you're not allowed to block with it, but it is a very good offensive piece for Nagoriyuki. Next we have Komuriyuki, a 4/3, 4 low for 3, 2 low block, tension, and weapon. Blitz if you have 1 or more counters on your character. This attack gains EX2. EX2 is an enhance, excuse me, a keyword ability enhance, which says spend 1 or more momentum. This attack gets plus 2 speed for each momentum spent to pay the cost of this ability. So we can give it plus 4 damage with Nagoriyuki, making this a 4 low 7, and then give it EX2 and throw a bunch of speed into it to try to make that damage connect. And another great way to make damage connect is Double Spirit Blast, a 5/3, 4 mid for 6, 2 mid block, Echo, and ranged. Echo is a response keyword ability that says spend 1 momentum. After this attack resolves, you may attempt to play it as your next form this turn from your card pool. If you do, flip it after it resolves. so turning one attack into two. And it says enhance, your rival's block modifiers get +1 for the rest of this turn. So if you have 1 momentum and let's say no blood counters on your character, this is 2 4 mid 10 attacks that each increase your rival's block modifier by 1 for the turn. So +2 to your rival's block modifier eventually, and floating 10 damage, 20 damage technically, over 2 attacks. That's a lot. So imagine your rival maybe had a bad turn, they checked bad, they had to commit like all but 2 or 3 of their foundations, and then you start with double Spirit Blast, 4 mid 6. Get a blood counter, it's a 4 mid 10. Make your block modifiers get +1. Now you really have to check good, because if I echo it, I'm going to do it again, throw another 10 damage at you, and if you couldn't block the first one, you're probably not blocking the second one because your block modifiers are going to get +1 again, and then I can keep giving additional damage to all of my attacks. Speaking of which, we have Dust Attack, a 5/3, 3 low for 5, 2 low block, Tension. Response, after this attack deals 5 or more damage, this card does not count towards progressive difficulty this turn. So if you give it 4 damage with Nagoriyuki, it's a 3 low 9, which means if it's partial blocked, it will deal 5 damage because that's half of 9 rounded up. So your rival will have to completely block this attack in order for it to count towards progressive difficulty for the turn. Pretty cool. And especially if you've like followed this up after a double Spirit Blast and they can't block it, then this doesn't count towards progressive. And lastly, Fathom Blade Binding. This is a 7/3, 5 high for 7, 0 mid block, great mid block. Stun 2, spell and weapon. Stun 2 is an enhance that says your rival commits 2 foundations, making things harder to block. As a static, while it is in your card pool, block modifiers get +1. So if you block with it, your own block modifiers are going to get +1, but kind of like double Spirit Blast, it's going to make it harder for your rival to block during your turn while you're stacking 4 damage on everything. We also have this Champion Blitz. We're not a champion, we are a samurai and a vampire, so we don't have to worry about that. This is mainly here to be basically a 5 high 11 that gives +1 to all of your rival's block modifiers and stun 2, making it harder for them to block, especially at the start of your string. Didn't have any assets in here because we're on the all symbol instead of order, so no item box. But for actions, we have Faultless Defense, a 2/5 with a 1 mid block. As a static, while this card is in your card pool, all attacks get -1 damage, which, if your rival's playing a big string character, could be useful. And then response card pool, after you block an attack, gain 1 health. That includes blocking with Faultless Defense. We are a character that's likely going to cut ourselves severely with that -10 health, so gaining after we block, especially if we can find ways to perfect block, is going to be really useful. And of course, Filled with Doubt, a 2/5, 2 mid block, response after your rival plays an attack, seal it, and a card that is sealed has no abilities, it loses all of its abilities, and cannot gain any abilities for the rest of the turn. So just turning an attack blank and not having to worry about it as much. For our foundations, we start with Fukio, a 2/5, 2 high block, enhance your turn, flip, so only on our turn, add a blood counter to our character. So this is how we're getting blood counters outside of our own character ability. And then our attack gets +1 speed for each counter on our character, maximum of 3. If we have played a Roman cancel ability this turn, this ability has Tenacious, which means it will be playable while Fukio is committed. So just giving speed to our attacks after giving it 4 damage could be good. Also, could cause us to commit a card and lose 10 health. Thankfully, that losing 10 health will not reduce us to 0, but you just got to be wary of when you're playing your Fukio and when you're playing Nagoriyuki's Enhance. We have a Promised Toast, a 1/5, 3 high block. Enhance Commit, this attack gets +2 speed. You may discard one card. If you do, it gets +4 speed instead. So, comboed with Nagoriyuki, you can have +4 speed, +4 damage, which is pretty solid. We have Tricky Spinner, a 3/5, 2 low block. Enhance, sacrifice, choose one. Or if you've added 2 or more cards to your momentum this turn, choose both instead. Add 1 card from your hand to your card pool face up. Add 1 card from your card pool to your hand. So basically swapping one around. A cool thing to do with this would be to play your double Spirit Blast, echo it so that it flips face down. If this was a form, it'd be better. But you could pick up the double Spirit Blast after it's flipped face down, place in a Fathom Blade binding, so you don't have to play the 7 check. Maybe if you like double Spirit Blast, echo double Spirit Blast, it flips, play a Dust attack, enhance, sacrifice, Tricky Spinner, pick up double Spirit Blast, place Fathom Blade binding into your card pool, so now your rival's block modifiers are getting +3, and you get your double Spirit Blast back either for your next turn or to just keep that string going. But also, you could draw 1 card and then add 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck. So, drawing and then stacking your deck with a good check. We've got Clumsy Entrance for a bit of tricky defense. It's a 2/4, 2 high block. First enhance, flip. This attack, if this is the first attack played this turn, add it to its owner's hand. A card with the same name as that attack cannot be played as the next form this turn. So your rival plays an attack, they pass the check. Your first enhance that you'd play, you flip this, put it back in their hand. Their next card they play is not allowed to be that attack. So, or any card that has that same name. So, pretty cool. I really dig this card, and it can really mess up your rival's strings and what they want to do. Especially if they're like a combo-oriented deck, like they have a certain way they want to play their cards, because you'll usually have an opener and then your follower cards. And if you put their opener back in their hand before they can get through with it, you can really mess up their chain. We have Moment of Normalcy, a 2/5, 3 high block, unique. Enhance, commit, return this attack to its printed speed or damage. So half of item box again. Just return to printed speed so you can block it, or return to printed damage so you can just take 1 on the chin. Either way, it's a very good defensive piece. We have Daring Swordplay, a 2/5 with a 2 low block, Breaker 1. Breaker 1 is a response keyword ability that says after you block with this card, your rival's next check to play a card gets -1. Enhance, commit, this attack gets +2 speed, and if it is blocked, your next attack gets +1 speed. So kind of adding speed where our character is already adding damage can really make it hard for a rival to deal with even our smallest attacks. We have Invincible Body, a 3/5 with a 4 mid block. As a first enhance, remove, reduce this attack's damage to 0. So we can wait and play this until we think our rival's done boosting their attack, set their damage to 0. We don't have to worry about it. As a character that deals significant damage to ourselves, this type of defense is very, very strong for us. Very important, too. We have Resting Up, a 1/5 with a 3 low block. Enhance, commit. This attack gets -2 speed. If your character is committed, it gets -3 speed instead. Nagoriyuki does nothing on our rival's turn, so we can just commit him to pass the check to play a foundation if we're trying to build out after our attack string, or as the first, if we play the first block of our turn, we can commit it so that we can make sure that we get the most out of our resting ups. We have Reborn Human, a 1/5 with a 2 mid block. As a static, this card does not count towards progressive difficulty to play attacks, and it has response card pool. After an attack deals damage, gain 1 health. This is also a cool card to put into our card pool with Tricky Spinner, because it will not count towards progressive difficulty, which means we kind of go down in our progressive difficulty, and each time an attack deals damage, we're going to gain health. So, really neat card here. We have Always Cool, a 2/5, 2 low block, ranged, and taunt. As a static, it cannot leave our card pool during the combat phase, which is okay. As an enhance, we can add it to our card pool, and we get to build the top 2 cards of our deck. So turning 1 foundation into 2, basically. But mainly it's here for the response. Sacrifice, always cool. After an attack is played, its damage cannot be modified. So kind of playing that same Moment of Normalcy defense game in taking as little damage as possible on our rival's turn. We have number 10 Pro Hero. It's a 0-6, with a 1 high block. No abilities on this card. It's just a good stat stick. It's good for early builds. It's good for defense. And it's a good 6 check to check, especially if we can put it on top of our deck with Tricky Spinner. More defense in Defending Pageant Queen, a 2/5, 3 high block. As a response, we remove Defending Pageant Queen, reduce this attack speed to 1, kind of guaranteeing that we're gonna block it. We have Elegant Grim Reaper, a 2/5 with a 3 mid block. Enhance Sacrifice, draw 2 cards. Your rival may discard 1 card to cancel this ability. So either we get 2 more cards to see if we can dig in for more attacks, or our rival loses a card that they might be blocking with on our turn. We can also do this during our rival's turn to try to dig for more cards to block with, and they might have to give up a card if they don't want us playing any more defense. And lastly, we have What Do You Fight For, a 2/5 with a 2 low block, which is just enhance, flip, draw 1 card. So no canceling on this. We just get to flip this to draw a card, and our rival can't do much about it. But that is Nagoriyuki. I will admit, when I first read this character, when he was previewed by Tam Cardwell, I didn't quite know what to think. I thought he's definitely interesting. And once I saw all 8 characters, he was kind of low on my list of characters I wanted to build. Just because that 10 health is a lot. But after seeing some of the cards that he gets access to, and some of the ways you can play some really good defense and some really stunning offense, I think this dude's actually going to be someone to watch out for. You're going to have to play some solid defense, hope that after he pays 10 health, that you can just survive that turn and beat him on the crackback. Because if he gets more than 1 turn where he can get the 4 blood counter thing going, it's just going to be over, probably. And like I said, with ways to remove counters through steady aim, ways to add counters with himself and Fukio, and just plus 4 damage on any attack you want is ridiculous. Almost every attack in this deck is going to come in for 9+, aside for Nagoriyuki. And that's mainly in here because it's got tension, it's got some good momentum use for the EX. This guy also loves using the, I believe it's the yellow tension ability that reduces an attack's damage to 3 during the damage step. So, really, really good. I think this guy is going to be one to watch out for. But what do you guys think of our Samurai Vampire? Do you think he's going to be cool, or do you think he's kind of just fizzle out because he's not actually as strong as people think? Let me know in the comments below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. It really helps me out a lot. And if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It would really mean a lot to me. I'm creeping slowly up towards 500 subscribers, and I've got an idea of something I want to do when I hit 500. But I can't do that without you guys' help. So please consider subscribing. And until the next one, take care, guys.